Also, apparently, a sorry, I just looked at like some news thing, and apparently, what do they call it? The first climate conference, or there's a climate conference, like the World Climate Conference. Usually, that happens every once in a while. Um, and the U.S. wasn't there. Woof. Wow. This is the first time I think that they weren't there. This is the first time I think the United States has not been invited to a climate conference, or was just like not invited to a climate conference, which is fucking saying something, because we've been like, our country has kind of been there for the past fucking 20 years. Like even more, you know. So that's fun. you know, ever since the 2100 prediction project, you know, so fun. Oh, God, I fucking love living in a world where just I'm not connected from the rest of the world. Great. Sorry, I know I'm talking about politics, but like, it's true, you know. I'm sorry, it's just life now. I have to talk about it, because if I don't talk about it, like then if I don't talk about it, um then you know, yeah, if I don't talk about it, then shit's going to get like far, 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 you know, far worse. So, ugh. Oh, by the way, um, speaking of, uh, adding to some of the news, apparently,
I'm more disappointed in humanity every day.
oh yeah, well, here's the fucking thing though. We're in civil war by this point, so we know we've been in civil war. But lately, it's been very funny because there are people that are what do you call it? There's a lot of the Christian nationalists, the super Nazis that are actually like that actually started all this shit in the first place. Yeah, all the not hedge fund, but the Heritage Foundation and shit. Those types of people. Yeah. Hmm. They just declared war on like American people, pretty much. They basically said peace is not like available anymore, aka violence is the point. They fucking caved, motherfucker. Oh God, fuck yeah, dude. I'm so ready to deal with these motherfuckers, dude. Oh man, like we're actually going to go into legitimate like civil war, and I'm so fucking ready for it, dude. Honestly, I'm so ready to fucking deal with these Nazis finally. Finally done dealing with the stupid Christian nationalism, fucking holy war bullshit. But that's the fucking problem, though. It's like, will it, like I said, that, like, will we probably lose? Yeah, sure. But hey, we get to fucking take out a lot of the population along with us. So, we get to take out, like, the shitty fucking, Nazi population with us. So, I don't know, dude. Like, gangs and shit might actually, like, for once, gangs might actually be for the American people again, which is, like, honestly hasn't happened for a while. So, I don't know. This is good news. This is some good news, man. Like, actual, like police is about to start becoming, like, less relevant, and, and gangs will start becoming more prominent. I know that sounds like a bad thing, but there's a difference between, like, certain gangs. There's, like, community gangs, and there's police gangs. Police gangs is basically the gang. Police is for rich white people, and it's always been for rich people, but it's got, like, obviously now it's just for the billionaires.
Can we move on to something else, please? I'm not in the mood for politics.
But we gotta talk about it, because this is life, dude. No. Sorry, but no. There's some improvisation. Like I said, I'm trying to explain, this isn't just politics, this is like culture, brother. This is culture threatening, so it's like, everything's about to shift to the level where, like, I mean, it has already shifted, but it's gonna start being like, police are gonna start doing the thing like in the like Roaring Twenties, when they were but instead of police working for like mob bosses and shit, they're gonna be working for like billionaires, and then gangs will be our guys. You know, not to mention the mutual communities that are also popping up now. There is some good news. Like I said, it's not all bad news. Very recently, there is a thing called, let me see if I can find it. There is a what do you call it? There are like like local community things popping up that are building their own economy and shit. So it's kind of going, I don't know, it's going to be interesting. Um Let me see if I can find it, because
We are in the Second Gilded Age, if you know what that is in U.S. history.
Yeah. That we are. Hold on, I'll find it, because the irony is, usually you hear a lot of bad news, but this is some good news. Hold on, there's actually some good news here. Let me see if I can find it though. No. Where is it? Where is it? Nope. Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck did it go? Hold on. I'm trying to find it. There's like a name for it. Fuck, do I have to go my history? Hold on. Go my history to find it, I guess. Hold on. Yep, meme thing. God damn it, where is it? Where is it? There's a name for it. It's like really fucking important. Okay, cool. Stephen King, cool, don't care. Nope. Where the fuck is it? God damn it, where is it?
It's been a while since I've heard good news, and I don't think that a civil war qualifies. Sure, it can do good for the country,
No.
but I don't want needless death, and I guarantee that some innocents will die because of it.
Oh, 1000%. It's mostly innocents that will die, but, you know, doesn't mean that there won't be, like I said, but there is some good news, but I need to fucking find it, though. Where is it? Did they fucking delete it or some shit? Where the fuck is it? I saw it previously. I literally watched it because, like, it actually had, like, some good fucking... What the hell? Nope, that's the thing. Okay, Stephen King, cool. Then there's the game videos. Oh my fucking god, where is the video? No fucking way. Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. Yeah, because there's like a preparation before the system changes.
What are you referring to?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. Let's see. Trying to figure out what the name of this thing is. Let's see. It's called... Wait, what? Mutual aid networks. Yes. So there are mutual aid networks now that are actually becoming more prominent, meaning... And these guys are building their own economy, which is so fucking crazy. Let me see here. Mutual aid network. And then, like, you contribute to it, and then, like, later you get something back from it. So it's, like, literally, like, healthcare and shit will probably be free if we actually become a part of that. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Because it is so fucking important for, like, it is so important. Let's see. Yeah. Gotta find the correct one, though. Hold on. Freaking... Sorry. Yeah, that's what they're called, is a mutual aid network, which is basically you contribute, and that's like your job.
So the acronym is M.NOK. It is a good idea. I was already kinda doing that, just helping people when I can, and cleaning up garbage, recycling what I can use.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar to RLSH, where you guys just help each other, but like, and it gets bigger and bigger, but these guys, like, hold on. I don't. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find...
Add over.
Let me see if I can find the one that is the most trustworthy. Let's see, because in my own state, there is a, what do I call it? Yeah, it's like, it's basically like a thing where you put in your own, let's see. Mutual Aid Phoenix. So let's see here. Mutual.
Can you repeat yourself, please? If you did a monologue, I didn't hear you.
Oh no. So there was basically a mutual aid network is something where people like just contribute to their community and basically they can create like their own economy based off of it, and like basically this can lead to shit like free healthcare and like and what do you call it, like leads to free healthcare, leads to like, you know, food being, you know, actual like people that actually grow food like actually being affordable and shit, like and then like basically it's not even necessarily that. So basically you do your part.
So a bigger version of what I've been doing.
Yeah, so it's like a bunch of, so it's people that have like services, like basically you do a service, like you do something
That is
like
good news.
you contribute to a community, right? And then basically that community, like, and then basically what you do is everybody does their part in the community, and this is how people survive. Like, you know, typically sometimes, yeah, it will use like dollars, but you know, it will literally be like, okay, here's like a mutual aid network that you go to. Like you can like email these guys and be like, hey, I want to be a part of this. And basically, you know, you can get things like food. Like this one's for food, right? But like how do you say it? Like this, there's just, it's literally just meant to basically teach you like real life skills. But not only that, basically redlining is becoming like has become a thing again, right? So basically, like ever since the civil rights, like, you know, the civil rights like bill got like, you know, what do you call it, repealed, people are now starting to become a part of mutual aid networks. This was a thing back in the 70s, right? This is what like hippies did to survive. So essentially what you do is you basically have like these people that, you know,
I have a lot of actionable skills for that system if I got in. Also, I'm very laggy, so I apologize if there's any issues.
oh, you're good. Well, that's the best part about it too. They teach you certain skills, right? And basically, you do that job, you basically get to survive, right? You live, you survive, and whatever is necessary, right? Obviously, like it is a little bit different, but it does. It's basically like you get to, you know, rather than fucking starving to death, you know, it's basically if you're like somebody that's like near homeless, it's just best to become a part of these, because at the very least you can like you can do like your job, or you could do a job, and then on top of it you get to live in that community as long as you do your part. So, you know, so it's very, very interesting. So and then yeah, it's specifically for people that are like disabled, you know. So um so like this is literally for any, if you're just a minority, you like you got to become a part of a network now, because, or like a network, a mutual aid like group, because these guys are very you know, um how you say it's how you say it? You have to contribute to the community, but you know, if you have something to give, they'll gladly like freaking be a part of it. So I don't know. This is definitely something that I've been looking into lately.
When there's work to do, you do it. Also, if it's specifically for people who are disabled, I have an easy in. I have so many health problems.
Yeah, well, it's anybody that's a minority. If you're a minority, period, like you're the one that they want in this community. So it's like whether you're black, you're Hispanic, native, like, you know, native, gay, queer, bi, you know, trans, especially right now, like undocumented, even, like, you know, basically it is its own like economical system. Billionaires hate this shit.
I'm a romantic and disabled, so I'm set.
Yeah, billionaires absolutely fucking hate these communities, but it makes sure that people actually genuinely, like, you know, basically are not basically not starving. They have a like roof over their head. They have food that what do you call it? Their stomachs are like, you know, adequate, and you know, they're hydrated, you know, and then, and not to mention again, like, then, you know, medical people are also involved in that as well.
Well, they hate
So
us because they can't control us, and I couldn't care less.
yeah, and you know, it's like, and then on top of it, like medical shit, right? This is, you want Medicare to become a thing, like Medicare to be like, you want insurance, like not just insurance, you want health to be free for all, like, you know, join a freaking what do you call it? Join a freaking what do you call it, a mutual aid now. They're becoming pretty popular, so, but like there's quite a few of them, but I think that one is the most trustworthy. Oh no, this one is the most trustworthy. Okay, yeah, this is the exact one. What is this one? Military? Oh, this one's for people that have been in the military before too, so I don't know how long it's been since certain things have been updated though. So yeah, I don't know. This one's an official website though, so you don't want that. You want one of these. So yeah, I mean, let's see. Yeah, I don't know exactly where this one is. Hold on. This one you probably have to go to these like areas first, and then what do you call it? Um yeah, I mean, this one actually was in 2020 though, because look, it still has to wear the mask when you visit. I would have to actually find like the new version of this. Let me go to their Twitter, actually. Hello? Twitter? Okay. It's supposed to bring you to it. Resources? Heat relief. Wi-Fi map? Free Wi-Fi? What the hell? What? Huh. Interesting. That's crazy. Interesting. Yeah. Mutual aid pod. Interesting. Weird. Huh. Hmm. All right. Childcare, financial assistance, food assistance, housing? This one's new. Huh. Weird. I don't know when this was created, though. This had to be created like a long time ago, but this is interesting, though, that these things are just around. Weird. Anyway, yeah, but I don't know where these guys are right now. It's actually kind of hard to find them. You have to email it too. Oh, wait, hold on. They have a YouTube page. Shit's totally fucked. Yes, yes it is. Oh, this is 6 years ago. Holy hell. Hold on. Wait. Oh. Huh. 25 years, Dean Spade has been working on improvements for queer and trans liberation and ending the police. Okay, got it. Huh. Does this guy still have one? Hold on, I'm genuinely curious if this guy still does stuff. Love in a fucked up world. Mutual aid navigating. Huh. Wow. This is just like a legitimate channel that like... Hmm. Weird. Interesting. Huh. Okay.
To me.
I'm trying to see if they like... Oh no. Interesting though, that these things are around. Oh, and there's like an actual website. Shareable.net. Weird. Reading and sharing culture. Weird. Stories, participate. Engage on social, volunteer, support our work. Huh. This turned into something else? This is odd. Events. Let's see. Oh, nice. Okay. Protecting fucking, what I call it, libraries. That's good. Protecting the local libraries. Weird. May 9th, 2026. Okay. So this one's about to come up pretty soon where you can find these mutual aid groups. Weird. Yeah, the basic, like, yeah, so I don't know. Mutual aids are starting to become more and more popular now because, like, basically what they do is, like, you know, basically what they do is, like, they create, like, their own, how do I say this? They have, like, their own areas, and basically they, like, create their, like, own economy, and, like, it gets, like, larger and larger. Like, it's kind of like, you know, how the US, when it, like, you know, took, like, freaking, you know, power from, like, you know, the UK, it ended up, like, you know, after, like, not buying shit and, like, fucking them over, like, because, you know, like, because they didn't want to be taxed on, like, a bunch of shit, you know? They didn't want to have to deal with, like, you know, offloaded taxes going into, like, the UK, right? This is essentially what is happening. Basically, you don't want to pay, you know, basically, like, taxes not benefiting you anymore, you go to these, pretty much. Like, your taxes not benefiting you, and, like, you have, like, skill, like, you know, and you want to learn skills and be a part of a community and, like, you know, at least survive, you know, this is how you do it, because these guys, like, know how to, like, grow crops and, like, probably sell crops, and then, like, you know, like, know how to, like, build certain things and learn certain things. The only problem is, uh, I am not useful in this. I may be a disabled man, but sadly I am not useful in this because, unfortunately, how you say it? I'm not useful in this because, unfortunately, how you say, I am an artist. I sadly probably will be no use here. So, unfortunately. So, maybe, I don't know. Maybe the entertainment sector might, but sadly I am not going to be very useful here. But for anybody that is interested, that is here, how you say it? I guess if it's just you, then, you know, this is, like, basically if you're, like, I mean, you live with your parents, so I guess you'll be okay. You also live, like, in the middle, like, you live in, like, fields, so, like, you know, like, it's gonna be pretty hard for them to get out there, or pretty hard for them to, like, to fuck up your, you know, fuck up your way of life. But, you know, if you, this is more, I guess, for people that live in cities and shit. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting though. I might actually, you know, like, I might actually look at this thing then. Yeah, see, there's, like, if you need, like, you know, need to know how to, you know, need to trade crops or shit, they have that.
I live with my parents in the middle of nowhere, but this is still good information to have.
Yeah. Here, okay, here we go. Mutual, hold on. I guess this is all programs. Right now, they're defending, like, education and shit. This is probably, let's see, Library Alliance. So this is one where I think this is their own library. Yeah, this is their own library where they put in the sorry. This is their own library where they can't oh, this one's in Los Angeles. What the hell? What? How did we get so far away? The hell? How did we get so far away? Yeah, it's people that are building, like, it's people that have their own library, I guess, that is built, and then they put, you know, they're just basically like a real life archive instead of, like, you know how the Internet Archive is basically full of, like, you know, things of, like, history. You know, keeping the archive of, like, almost everything kept on, like, not just the internet, but just everything, period. Um that library seems like it's just that, where it's like where it's like a internet, or where it's like an archive of, like, basically all, like, important educational pieces, including probably the Monte Cristo, let's be honest. So, yeah, I mean, you know, who knows? Who knows, man? Yeah, but this one's all the way in Los Angeles. I got a little far, I guess, but I wanted to see where this Arizona one is. Where is it? It's been around for a long time. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. There's also this one, which is like a very it's like an official website. Register to vote. Save with as what the hell? What? Whoa. Hold on. Whoa, there's like actual hold on. Lower drug cost. Huh? Oh my god, what the hell? Free to everyone in Arizona. Interesting. Like reducing like drug cost. Interesting. Huh. Back people managed by pharmacy expert. Okay, well. Interesting. Is this its own thing? Official web Arizona, official website of the state of Arizona. Huh. Interesting. Maybe this is why Arizona is doing okay. Because Arizona has been like I said, I mean, we've been dealing with a lot of shit, but the irony is there is just kind of a lot of things that are happening, and I guess we've had this for years. I guess like Arizona's been its own mutual aid thing for a long time. Even with our like politicians like trying to do shit. Holy shit, there's a lot of moving parts here. Whoa, okay. Weird. I did not know this. Financial glossary. What the fuck? Have we been our own mutual aid thing, like, forever? I didn't know this. Is Arizona just, like, its own thing? Like, is my city, like, not my city, but, like, my general area, like, is that, like, has it just been that forever? I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah, because this one's for Tempe. This one's, I think, is maybe for Phoenix. Weird, dude. This is so fucking odd. I never knew this.
Hi.
Hello, how you doing? How's work? How's errands? How's your day in general? Hoping well for you. What the hell, dude? Hold on. So, medical supplies. Okay, wait. No, this is like donation stuff, though. Connect with us. Read our core values. Volunteer forum.
It's been crazy.
Yeah. Oh, this was in 2020, though, again. Okay. A lot of people started, like, mutual aids in 2020, but I don't know if...
Dealing with termites.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Sorry that you guys are dealing with that. I wonder if this is still a thing. I don't know, it's so weird, because apparently people started a bunch of these in 2020, but then it just kind of went off, I guess. It just, like, stopped eventually, I guess. That's so weird, because, yeah, Arizona just had, like, so many crazy things. Weird, dude. I did not know that Arizona was like this. I didn't know that we just had shit already. Weird, dude. I did not know we had our own shit like that for years. We had like our own systems and everything. Huh. God damn. Alright. I just wonder exactly how the fuck did... If we have stuff like this, how the fuck did, like, how did Turning Point make this place their home, then? I'm so confused, because Turning Point, like, literally was able to, like, build here. But if people had this shit for years, then why exactly... How you say it? Then why exactly, like, yeah, why exactly were they able to do that so easily, then? Weird, dude. Weird. I don't know. I guess to be fair, you can't stop a group, but like, Nazis may fade out, but they never all die, so I guess that's fair. That's crazy though. Interesting. I just didn't know my state already was like I didn't know that's just like been involved in that shit for like forever, I guess. That explains why my state is doing okay, at least. Because I was always wondering, because, like, all the crazy shit that's happening, like, things are still, like, scary, but, like, I'm starting to realize people are more, like, worried about, like, or I'm starting to realize, like, you know, things are actually still holding strong because, like, our state was way more independent than I thought. I mean, I knew that it was independent, I just didn't know that it was, like, so independent that basically, like, it could survive without, like, you know, um, has plans for, like, if the fucking, you know, the fucking, like, federal government goes awry. Interesting. I don't know. Interesting. Just, I don't know. I just did not know this. I did not know this. Yeah, I guess I have a lot more power here than I thought. I just didn't know I had that kind of power. Weird. Anyway. Yeah, so there's the good news. Yeah, mutual aids are becoming more prominent, and I guess here it kind of just, it's been here for forever. I just thought that they were, like, building up over time and they were starting to become more possible again. But I guess they're becoming a little bit more than that. Hold on. Let me check something. Sustainable Economies Law Center. Where does this one take place in then? Golden Triangle? Okay, yeah. So I guess this website, I guess, explains it more. Like, if you're confused about what these, like, mutual aid things are. Let's see. So what's a worker self-directed nonprofit? We are defining this this as a nonprofit organization which all workers have the power to influence the programs in which they work, the conditions of their workplace, their own career paths, and the direction of the organization as a whole, aka blue-collar workers. So our own experience practicing worker of self-direction and emerging body of research both show that distributing leadership throughout distributing leadership throughout an organization can create organizations that are more effective at advancing their mission, more acceptable to or adaptable to a or more adaptable and responsive to complex systems, more accountable to their communities, and more equitable and fun places to work. Interesting. I just don't know where this one is, though. But yeah. That is kind of crazy, though. They've just built their own fucking, like... They've just, like, built their own... Like, yeah, they just build their own communities. And basically, you do have to be useful in some way, shape, or form in order to be a part of it. But that is fucking insane. You can also just donate to them, too, which is kind of crazy. Interesting. Land return. Holy shit. Goddamn. Okay. I just don't know where they are. Are they in California here? I'm just confused where this one is. Media. Jobs. Wow. They just straight up let you, like... Oh, no positions, unfortunately. Oh yeah, okay. Bummer. Yeah, I guess you could start as like basically like a minimum wage worker, essentially, but instead of you being like how you say it, but instead of you being like a minimum wage worker that like gets like paid, you just live somewhere, which is interesting. You live somewhere with other people. God damn. Wow. That's just its own economy, isn't it? That's crazy to think about, though. It's just like straight up, like there are just blatant communities out there that are like that are basically like, yeah, well, you know, like basically you could start as I guess like a minimum wage worker. Essentially, you're not paid, but you live in a home with a bunch of other people, I guess, and whatever you do your part, I guess. Yeah, because I mean, what? Even people could probably teach, like, you'd probably learn how to, like, build your own computers and get your own, like, man, like, you probably get people that, like, truck drivers that, like, have, like, resources. Because, I mean, one, learn to grow your own food, then just trade that food. And then, like, then you can have, like, even things like technical parts and stuff. Because, like, if this website exists, that means that these guys have their own computers and everything. So it's like this is still an advanced society. It's just an advanced society that basically you do your own part, you know? It's like you do your own part and then you like gain, you gain your reputation or like reputation, you gain like a thing from it. Uh yeah, interesting. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know, man. I wonder. You'd have to be, I don't know. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I just thought I just think it's just interesting, the fact that you could just join this community. I guess it's what just society is in general, I guess. Like, that's how we all function. It's just instead we, like, trade dollars around and basically, technically, yeah, I don't know. It is kind of crazy to think about that, though, Like, just the fact that basically, like, like, survival, like, the fact that you could just survive like that and, like, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Would you still like? Like you would start the same way as like basically society right now, but instead of like billionaires basically controlling everything, it's like people are like have their own parts of like land, and and basically it's like small groups of people like owning everything, and everybody just mutually agrees to be like everybody mutually agrees to be okay with each other. Huh. I'm just surprised that fucking. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised that that's just able to be a thing. Cause like, I mean, it existed again, like in like the '70s and shit. So I'm like, that's how they survived before. So it's not surprising that maybe like like that's kind of also why like in the '80s there was also like of course because like Reagan and shit. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I don't know. It's just straight up like it's just like a hard reset. Like society is straight up resetting, and basically you got to do like your own part, I guess, for society, rather than being like an independent person that's like, okay, well, here's my cash, and then I pay this to get this thing and that thing, but instead you just learn all the skills. Hmm. I don't know. I'm just kind of surprised. I'm just surprised. You just gotta move to their area, I guess, but I don't know. Are you still there, Zen? Or did I bore the hell out of you? I just think it's crazy that that kind of thing exists. Yeah, wow. I know, rare, like, positive news, but wow, it's,
I'm still here.
yeah, rare positive news, but I mean, shit, man, like, fucking, I mean, like, they're just straight up is like a whole There's like a whole society of people just like out there that are like there's just like a bunch of people that are out there that are basically just like that are just oops, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Yeah, there's just like already people just out like there's a whole society that's already
Always watching.
yeah, there's a whole society that's like just out there that's already built that just basically you just gotta be like, hey, I want to be a part of this, and boom, you're there. Don't get me wrong, it looks like you have to like, it looks like you have to kind of how do you say it? How do I say it? It looks like you have to frickin' uh like you gotta like wait for a spot to be open, but that is kind of crazy to think about. Hold on, where did they say it was again? Hold on, jobs, events, let's see. Where is this? Hold on, sorry.
I could build something from scratch if I had to. I have the knowledge. It just isn't that my body wants to cooperate.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm just saying. It's like crazy because there's like a shitload of like, it's just like all these people that are just like, that are just meeting up and being like, there's just people out there that are just straight up like, that just straight up have like these neighborhoods that are just built off of just working off of each other and like without like, you know, working about like the general society. It's just crazy to think about.
When there's work to do, you do it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's just pretty much what it is. How the fuck do you get a part? Okay, I'm just trying to find out where it is. Oh, this one's on Zoom. Interesting. I want to see where, like... I just don't know where this is located. Like, it's just weird, dude. Like, I mean, they have, like, actual plans, and it's, like, actual things happening here. It's just so strange to me, like, just knowing that all this stuff is, like, that this is just happening. Like, this is happening, like, right now. Let's see. Join 1, 2, or 3 to build your skill set. Oh, and they have 3... Okay, so they have, like, 3 separate groups, I guess. And, I mean, these are probably things that are, like, you know, these are actual people, like, funded things, too. Like, all these are, like, small businesses that are in their... What do you call it? They're small businesses that are in their community. Oh, dude. What a crazy thing.
Anyway, yeah, can we continue the videos I sent? This is amazing news, but I really wanted you to see what I sent. If I didn't, I wouldn't have sent it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What did you send me? Hold on. What'd you send me? There's gay horses. Or hay horses. Which one's then? This one? Hold on.
The stuff for the playlist. We only got about halfway through the Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to continue the Monte Cristo video? That's fine. We can do that. We could do that. Oh, yikes. Oof. That's why we're abolishing the Electoral College anyway, so it's fine. Anyway. Just sorry, I just saw the bottom left where it's like, oh, your vote doesn't matter anymore. Well, I mean, like...
And the Eater Beavers bomber team is really cool, so I sent an explanation on that too if we have time, since it looks like I'm the only one here.
Yeah, most likely. Monte Cristo.
And also that he and Valentine are running out of time. This entire poisoning plotline is so funny to me. It's like they're pretending the suspect list isn't 3 people. Anyway, Franz is back in town and ready to sign that marriage contract. But what's this coming down the ramp? It's Noirtier Villefort with the signed confession. Valentine's loving grandfather, who knows she's desperate to avoid this loveless marriage, has just the thing to get her out of it. Concrete proof that back in 1815, during the height of his Napoleonic shenanigans, he killed Franz d'Epinay's father in a legal duel. Nothing spoils the romance of an arranged marriage like finding out your would-be grandfather-in-law murdered your dad. And to make it worse, Franz has a terrible feeling that Villefort knew, or at least suspected, the whole time. The engagement is broken off, Valentine is free to continue her secret forbidden love story with Maximilian, and for some strange reason, Madame de Villefort looks oddly triumphant at this turn of events. Meanwhile...
Well, I have enjoyed it. Like, I've read the Monte Cristo before, so it's like none of this is surprising to me, I just don't have much to say, really. Like, it's just because I've read it before, so it's like, you know... It's like I've read it before, and it just, the problem is, like, the irony is I just forgot how fucking, like, ridiculous, like, how fucking, like, just dumb certain things were in the book, and I was like, and I feel like a fucking moron because I'm like, there's so many things that like that happened in it previously that I'm like, or there's so many things that have been pointed out here that I never caught. And I'm like, fuck, man, that really just like, I'm like, man, that thing really is dumb, man. That
I
thing
enjoyed the
is
book,
really
and I
dumb.
thought that it was a decent summary and explanation.
Oh, it is. It's a very good, like, it's like spot on, dude. I just kind of hate the fact that, like, I hate myself because of the fact that, you know, the fact that I freaking, what do you call it? I hate myself because of the fact that I thought that, like, because I thought it was like, I just ignored the bits that were like, that were clearly a little bit, I ignored the bits that were just like really fucking stupid. And it, like, you know, doesn't mean that the book is bad. It is a fantastic read. It's just the fact that, like, my dumbass didn't comprehend, like, the like really goofy, ridiculous bits of it. So.
Danglars is still losing money hand over fist and could
thought it
really
was
use
smarter
a
than it was.
windfall right about now. So
Yeah.
he's trying to find a good reason to break off the...
I gave it too much credit, if that makes any sense. Like, it's a fantastic read, but I shouldn't be like, you know, like, it's a good read for different reasons than what I originally, like, what I gave it credit for, if that makes any sense. Like, there's like, compared to the way that I was thinking of it, I'm now thinking of it in just a different perspective. That's it. And that's fine. You know, it's still a fantastic read. It's just a fantastic read for a different purpose.
engagement between Eugenie Danglars and Albert de Morcerf, so he can have her marry the definitely extremely wealthy Andrea Cavalcanti.
The thing that really got me was the fact that, like, I think that's just the bit that got me, was, like, the fact that, you know, that bit where it was talking about, like, you know, like,
It's a good book either way, just for different reasons.
the shit that's like talking about like fucking financial, like, essentially like fraud. You know, that's the part that really got me, and that's the part that really made me like recognize like how freaking wild, like, and perfect that just scenario was. You know, the thing that we were talking about yesterday, that's what really got me. And like, and now, you know, it just, I think that's the reason why I thought it was a better book than it was. I gave it way too much credit where it wasn't due, but then it just, you know, but I see it now. So it's still, you know, I still find it a good read. Anyway.
Instead,
There we go.
the Count idly suggests that he could make some inquiries into Fernand de Morcerf's mysterious past.
You
And
mean the totally
Danglars
fictional
decides
part?
that's a brilliant idea, since he's heard rumors that Fernand got up to
Hold on, you mean the totally fictional part? Yeah, the quote-unquote very fictional part. Yeah, obviously, duh. You know, that would never happen in real life. Who would ever do that stuff? Who would ever do something that evil? You know? Really glad we're in a very sane and very sane and very, like, beneficial society.
some sort of scandalous shenanigans down in the city of Yanina, but he's never known exactly what. He promises to share any hot goss he finds with the Count, and the goss turns out to be hot indeed, because when Fernand stops by to ask if they can make Albert and Eugenie's engagement official, Danglars...
I almost thought she was gonna say make out, like, you know, Donnie and Glendar was. I thought he was gonna say that she was gonna say it's like, oh, you know, when they
I'm happy
make
that
out,
absolutely never happens.
like when they make out, and I was like, fucking what? I don't remember that part. I'm like, who makes out? Wow. I'm like, damn, this book really was ahead of its time. Holy shit. I'm like, damn, wow, like fucking. I'm like, damn, I'm like, oh, like, you know what? Fucking forget everything I said. Okay. I was about to say that would have been fucking crazy though. That would have been a crazy ass, like, what do you call it? That would have been a crazy ass fucking story.
You were
Right?
like, excuse me.
You were like, excuse me? Yeah. I had to like double take for a second because I'm like, wait. I'm like, I don't remember reading that. I'm like, did I miss like a whole scene, like a whole romantic scene between those two? Or am I just stupid? Okay.
feels very confident in turning him down flat. In the meantime, the Count
Oh, bummer. You know, he got friend zoned. Okay, I'm done.
introduces Albert to his ward Heidi, who, under the Count's
Also,
careful
the totally not
direction to
lesbian couple
not
is in the book.
name too many names,
Hold on. Let's see. Also, the totally not lesbian couple is in the book. The totally not lesbian couple is... Wait, is that real? Hold on, wait. Are you like actually like screwing with me, or are you making a joke that it's like oh, that totally not lesbian couple's in the book? Yeah. Most definitely, dude. Obviously, you know, duh. They're just really good friends, okay? You know,
I'm not making a joke.
they're not lesbians. Really? When was that? I guess I'll find out, I guess, but that's crazy. There ain't no way.
tells the tragic tale of how her father, the illustrious Ali Pasha, was betrayed and murdered by a French soldier he trusted who sold him out to the Sultan for a fortune in blood money. Heidi and her mother were made
Yeah.
this unnamed Frenchman's slaves, and he quickly
Yeah, don't even, like, I guess, look into how fucking wild that is, by the way. Don't even look into, like, the fact that, like,
They are definitely lesbians. I believe there's been a miscommunication.
maybe, yeah, fucking, you know, yeah, I mean, that part, fucking, anyway, let's see, they're totally lesbians. Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe, I don't know, I never caught it, but there might be another thing. I haven't caught a lot of things in this book, I guess, you know, I really guess I need to reread it.
sold them shortly before
Well,
her
not
mother
anymore,
died.
not when I've been fucking reminded of what happens in every chapter now, so now I don't even have to worry about
Of
it.
grief. Several years later, the Count rolled through town, bought Heidi's freedom, and that's the end of the story. Or is it? Only one chapter later, Albert finds a tiny article in a local newspaper saying they just heard from Yanina that the death of Ali Pasha was in part due to the betrayal of a Frenchman named Fernand. Albert is hopping mad and ready to challenge his friend, the newspaper owner, to a duel, and he rocks up to the Count asking him to be his second. But the Count turns him down, and when Albert storms into the newspaper office to throw down the gauntlet regardless, his buddy asks him for 3 weeks to chase down the lead in Yanina and see if it's really true. If it turns out to be false,
Classic.
he'll print a retraction. But if
This is also a very classic part of, like,
The indie artist who doesn't
that
want to marry a
almost
man and would rather
every-
go abroad with her girl best friend. Totally not lesbians.
Let's see. The indie artist who doesn't want to marry a man and would rather go abroad with their girl best friend, totally not lesbians. Did they talk about that earlier? Or did she summarize that earlier, or is that, like, in the book? Hold on. The artist who doesn't want to marry a man and would rather go abroad with her girl best friend. Oh my god. Holy shit. No, but... Oh god, you're right. Oh jeez.
They did talk about it earlier, and it also is in the book.
Yeah. I didn't even... Did she mention something like that in this video? I didn't even... I guess I didn't catch it. The indie artist who doesn't want to marry a man. Yeah, okay, I know that. Go abroad with her girl best friend. I guess, but like... Yeah, I mean, fucking... Especially with the writer, too, that, like, with the person that wrote this, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually, you know, wanted to fill some kind of fantasy. Huh.
She did. It was earlier in the video.
I did not know that. Whoops. I guess I didn't catch it in the video either. Hold on. Where was it? Was it today, or was it like
if not,
or was it like last stream? I didn't even hear her talk about that. Hold on, let me see.
then
Was
turning
it
him
this
down
part?
flat. In the
I
meantime,
can
the
send a
Count
timestamp if you want.
introduces
It would just take
Albert
me a sec.
Yeah, please give me the timestamp.
It was last stream.
It was last stream? Okay. How the fuck did I not catch that? It's wild, dude. It's wild.
to his ward Heidi, who, under the Count's careful direction to not name too many names, tells the tragic tale of how her father, the illustrious Ali Pasha, was betrayed and murdered by a French soldier he trusted who sold him out to the Sultan for a fortune in blood money. Heidi and her mother were made this unnamed Frenchman's slaves, and he quickly sold them shortly before her mother died.
I just realized this person, how do you say it? They're, it is very interesting because I've noticed they've, like, they kind of just do, they do something different now. They don't really talk about, like, books anymore, do they? That's a bummer. Because I just, like, realized that, let's see. I just looked at their channel and they don't really talk about this stuff. Oh, never mind, there's one. Arc Madness, I guess. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, they don't really talk about it as much as they used to. That's such a bummer, dude. Yeah, this was 6 months ago that they made this video, but I guess it's called a Halloween special, so I guess they kind of were just like, you know, bringing up only certain things. Wow, this person just has like a fucking shotgun effect of like content. It's like all different. Wow, I have not seen a channel like this in a long time. No wonder people really like this channel. No wonder people subscribe to this channel. So many different things. Let's see. Not so classic literature and mythology, as well as major historical events. Well, this doesn't seem... Fucking Sonic being a historical event? Yes. Man, my favorite classic literature, Sonic. Anyway. I guess they kinda did talk about fucking smut at one point, but... I don't know exactly... This is a history thing. Fantasy gods. Okay, they're talking about, like, writing tropes specifically, I guess. Like, for the past few months, which is interesting. Yeah, they're more talking about tropes rather than just, like, of certain books, which I guess fair enough, because to be fair, like, certain people, like, don't, even people that are hard readers, it's probably best to, like, go with a general topic on stuff like that, rather than, because your audience is probably more patient, rather than, like, you know, talking about, like, random books. So, there, to be fair, a lot of people already do that, so. There's this one person called Lizzie. She used to, like, cover a lot of books, too, but then she ended up going to fucking, stupid ass like drama bullshit. It's really fucking annoying because I used to look at like her stuff, like I used to like look at her recommendations, like this person. She used to like what do I call it? She would talk about a lot of like book recommendations, but then she like hard pivoted to fucking drama, and it kind of pisses me off because I'm like, this was a person that I used for like modern media, for modern what do I call it? Modern like modern books. Or at least I did. Where the fuck?
How you doing? Color.
Where did all of her fucking... She has the 50 Shades of Grey one. Where the hell is all the fucking... How am I doing? I am doing okay. How about you, Super Shafts? Okay, I swear this person used to just talk about like literature all the time. I swear they didn't used to talk about drama all the fucking time. Where the fuck are there ones talking about literature? Where the hell... I swear, they used to talk about modern literature all the time. What the fuck?
I made a long, dirty joke using the names of fighting Pokemon as puns.
Okay, did she delete those? No, right? She wouldn't do that.
I couldn't find the timestamp. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. She used to be like this channel where they used to like talk about a lot of like, you know, old literature. Like old and new literature. Like, well, not old literature. She would talk about... Lizzie would talk about new literature. Like newer
But it's definitely in there.
Yeah. Definitely in there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I wish that, I'm gonna call it, yeah, I used to use that person, I used to use a Lizzie for, like, to find her and, like, the people she used to collaborate to, like, basically, she would review a lot of, like, modern books, and basically that person would be like, okay, this is worth the read, or this isn't worth the read, right? And, like, basically, like, I would be like, okay, well, you know, I'm not saying, you know, I know technically I'm taking the opinion of a fucking YouTuber still, which is a bad idea, but it's like, how do I explain it? It was a good place to start sometimes. Because typically all the people she would collab with would, like, all these people would, like, bring up, like, modern literature that they've read before. But then again, I guess fucking, what's that one fucking website that's like where you can look at people's book recommendations now? What the fuck is the name of it? There's a name for that shit. Where it's got like a list of people's book recommendations. Fuck is the name of it? Nope, not Goodreads. That's a different one. Got the name of it. But it's like basically like a website you go to where people fucking, what do you call it? It's like a website where what the hell? This isn't the original one. Went to the wrong page. I don't know. Letterboxd. That's what it's called. Letterboxd. This website right here. Like, this is basically, like, this is what I used to use to basically find, like, good recommendations on what books to read. Like, things that, like, certain genres of certain people, you know, like I used to go to these a lot where I went to Letterboxd, and, like, I'm not signed in right now, but you can go to, like, list films. What the hell? Films are on here? When the fuck were films on here? I don't remember this. Whoa. Of course, everybody loves The Devil Wears Prada. That makes sense. Yeah, it's so wild. Anyway, good movie, by the way. The Devil Wears Prada is a pretty decent movie. Weird. But I need... Fuck is the one with the books? Journal. No, wait. Okay, what happened to this website? Hold on. Fuck? What? What? Wait, why is it films now? Hold on. What the hell? Diary? Wait a second. Excuse me? What the fuck? Hold on. This used to be like a website where people would like recommend you books, like recommend you like literature, like modern literature to read. What the hell, dude? What? No way, dude. Why is it movies now? I swear it used to be like recommended, like where you got recommended books, not films. I'm a little upset. I am a little upset. Like, very like, I'm kind of upset. I used to go to this website to find, like, modern literature to read. What? Hold on. Dude, I'm actually upset. Hold on. What about Goodreads? What happened? Well, Goodreads is kind of bad, but... Oh, I have to log in now. I guess there's Goodreads now, but... I don't know if this is, like, the best idea. Wow. I am so upset now. Careers? What the fuck? Why? What do you mean careers? Oh, I guess, like, you know, writers, probably. Help change millions of lives. Huh. Oh, man. Well... Okay. Well, I guess there's just Goodreads now.
Found the timestamp. It's at 18 minutes.
Oh shit, okay. What's recommended for fiction? Hold on. I actually gotta generally look. American fantasy. Oh, this has been getting recommended to me a lot, actually. This one, freaking... People... Okay, even though people find it very average, though. Holy shit. Jeez Louise. Okay. Good God. Alright. For the amount of recommendations I'm getting, it's not very liked, I guess. Love by the book. Interesting. Should I read... See, this is kind of the reason why I wanted to read some...
Where are we currently at? So I can write it down so we can return once you see the thing I was referring to.
Yeah, I got it. Let me, Hold on. 18 minutes. Right around here? Okay. Yeah. See, this is the reason why I want to, like, read on stream, because, like, I do want to read some modern literature. I just don't want to fucking waste my time with something really fucking bad. Because, like, the fucking problem is, if I, like, read something and it's, like, garbage, I feel like I've wasted my time immensely. And I just want to, like, I want to read something, like, good again. Oh, this is in the wake of World War I. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I can...
Modern literature usually isn't good.
That's a fucking lie. What are you talking about? Modern literature can be fantastic. What are you talking about? Modern literatures can be really good. I don't know where you're getting that from.
At least in my opinion.
No, that is a fucking lie. Modern literature is the best compared... This is the, like... I cannot tell you, this is the best... I've said this many times before, this is still the best time in entertainment history where, like, we're basically, like, maybe not right now, but, like, you know, where basically, like, where people have taken previous, previous stories and taken them, like, you know, recognized all the flaws of, like, previous stories for the past, like, at least 20 years, and have, like, taken out all the bad parts and only left good parts.
It's from what I read. I didn't like it, so I don't consider it as good. It's a matter of opinion.
It's good. It is a matter of opinion. Well, what modern literature exactly is my question. Like, which book are you talking about? How to Cheat Your Own Death. This one's interesting. From the gritty streets of 1960, Soho to the lofty galleries of present day, West London. Oh, whoa, wait, hold on. 1960 Soho to the present day of West London. Two interlocking mysteries, decades apart, unfold in the latest installment in the award-winning New York best-selling...
I'll disagree with Sen, and I would say that I prefer older literature, but I don't really read that much modern lit.
Disagree with Sen. Interesting. I don't know. I like modern literature more. But that's just me, I guess. You know, people, you know, it doesn't mean I'm, you know, in the majority, you know. I'm just right. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, I'm kidding. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. It's interesting. The problem is like, I've read a lot of things that, like, time and time again. I can tell you, I got very tired of reading a bunch of stuff that were, like, taking place in World War II so fucking often. So it's like, so it is kind of nice sometimes, like, just kind of,
Twitch ad.
you know, it's kind of nice, like, reading some modern stuff. This one has a... You know what? What's the highest rated? Let me see. Honor and Heresy. Interesting. Probably can't do the best rated, huh?
Add over.
Of course, this person would have fucking Twilight, like, stuff in their thing. Oh, Hunger Games is a really good book. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Wow. Crazy. Oh, man, really, Hunger Games, wow. No, you don't say. Pride and Prejudice? Wow. No, oh my god, that's a great part, like, that's great literature? No way. God, man, I would have never known. To Kill a Mockingbird? Oh, dude, man, never heard of that one before. Okay. Oy vey. Oof. Harry Potter. Bummer. What more happened with, you know, the fucking writer, the book thief. I have not actually read
There's
this
just so
one
goddamn many
before.
smut books, and I don't find that interesting. That combined with what little good books there are being intended for either children or young adults.
Okay.
That is why I have the opinion I do.
Don't go to fucking book talk then. What are you talking? Yeah, don't fucking. Yeah, of course smut books are like bad. Like, don't fucking read smut books. Yeah, no shit. Oh man, modern literature fucking sucks. But like, it's like, yeah, these smut books like really suck dick. Yeah, well, don't read smut, you dork. Yeah, no shit. Like, no shit, smut books suck. Don't read smut. It's like, yeah, no duh. I'm like, of course they're not gonna be great. Like, what are you talking about? Oh man, these book talk videos, or these book talk books are really terrible. Like, these TikTok books are like really awful.
I have been actively trying to avoid it.
I have been actively trying to avoid it. Really? Like, where? Okay, are you like physically going anywhere? Or are you like, or are you like looking online? Fucking Animal Farm. I completely disagree. Animal Farm is not number 7. Nah. Even Twilight's above it, and I still think Twilight's better. I am not a fan of Twilight, but, you know, it is still a better book than Animal Farm. I completely agree. I've never read The Book Thief, though. This is interesting. Oh, wait. Never mind. Yeah, I have. Yes, I have. Okay. Yeah, I have. Never mind.
I'm looking online and in the local library.
Instead of Night, do you guys want to read The Book Thief? That might be better. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Night would still be better. The Giver is what we're gonna read first, though. The Giver is a lot more lighthearted, so... I mean, it's still kind of, you know, worrisome. John Green made a good book. Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right, dude. Hold on. Medical miracle that has brought her a few years. Hazel has never been anything but terminal. Her final chapter inscribed upon diagnosis, but when a gorgeous plot twist named Augustus Waters suddenly appears at Cancer Kid Support Group, Hazel's story is
A lot of this stuff I find in the library is good, and I enjoy it, but they're mostly 10 plus years old, and I don't consider that modern literature.
Oof. Yeah. Hold on. I'm looking online and in the local library. Your local library, like, I'm surprised that it's like, that you're finding just smut
It's recent,
then.
yes, but I don't consider it modern.
I'm just surprised that, like, fucking, like, how do you say it? I'm surprised that, like, you're finding, you're not finding anything from, like, you know, what do you call it? I'm surprised you're not finding anything within, like, at least within this decade. Like, that's actually good. That's so weird, man. You also have to recognize a lot of literature, like, okay, it doesn't start out, like, as something that is put, like, just in the library that is, that is, like, considered good, right? It needs a reputation first and has to have a reason to be archived. So if something has, like, historical events or something that might be important for like humanity, that's usually what's put in the library. It's historical stuff, and it's like, and it's stuff based off of what do you call it? Based off of human need. The weird thing is, I didn't realize that smut books were in
I have multiple
libraries.
homies live right now.
I'm lurking.
I'm looking for good stuff, and I read through most of the books to at least see if it's good, but I haven't found much that's good.
Yeah, the smut books, I'm kind of surprised that, like, what do you call it? I'm just surprised that you fucking found so many smut books in a fucking local library. I guess it makes sense. I'm just surprised that that you kept running into them. Ooh, Divergent's a good one too. Yeah, you want to read like Divergent? Well, no. Well, yeah, no, I like Divergent. I don't know if The Fault in Our Stars. I don't think John Green technically.
If it is smut, I skip it. But it's frustrating how common it is.
Well, yeah. So, if it's an adult book, there's always going to be some moments where there is going to be smut, right? I'm not going to lie. There is just sex scenes that happen, but if they're not necessary sex scenes, then then I usually skip it. But there are some, this happens in a lot of adult media, where where stuff like that becomes important in a story, if there's certain things that are supposed to become important in the story. You on occasion, if you want two character to know two characters and basically be the fact that not even know them, but if you want to know that characters are getting along, shockingly sex scenes work very well of basically being oh look, they had sex, so now they're not fully together, but they're comfortable enough to have sex. So it's it seems weird, but it is sometimes one of those moments.
I can tolerate some, but only when it
least
makes sense for the plot or characterization. I don't like porn books.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. The problem is smut books don't actually have as much smut in it as you think. At least the ones that people criticize the hell out of, because because yes, there are ones where there are just pages where it's yeah, then he fucked then he just beep 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 beep, it's there's moments where they just get in fucking excruciating detail with that scene, but then afterwards it's just a completely normal story. After the fucking giant kinky romance or not kinky ass sex scene, it doesn't really happen that much after that. If it only happens, because sometimes with a lot of those smut books, it happens once and then they're done. It happens once and then then there's just an actual story after that. So the irony is smut books take a lot more patience, but not all of them are very good either. But not all of them are but most of them actually
Redacted.
have story
Data
to them.
I personally
Redacted.
don't mind porn books, but I could imagine why some stories are worse than others.
Redacted, data expunged. I personally don't mind porn books, but I could imagine why stories are worse than others. Well, yeah. The thing is, most of the time, and people are gonna really, I mean, you guys probably don't care, but, if it is written by, a woman, and yes, this is very important, female, women, writers, if they make a smut book, I would say give it a little bit of time, because give it a little bit of time and read through a few pages, get past the sex scenes, and get past the sex scenes, and I promise that they will be relevant later. And it will just be a normal story, and it will be relevant later. Because the last time I read a smut book, it was actually relevant to the plot. And not saying that literally them doing all this crazy thing, but it came up later in the story, and it became important later, and it made it worse when the characters actually were having a quarrel, right? Because it wasn't just because with that it was yeah, sure, they had sex, but there was a fuckload of other things that also happened, and ironically that was something in order to basically in order to get to the point where it's okay, to let you know that they were comfortable enough to trust each other that much, right? To the level where they had at least sex with each other, and then past that they got they were still having fun with each other, but there was no sex scenes, right? They skipped all the sex stuff, right? So it's there are books where it does
Tangent
matter.
aside, we're allowed to have different opinions. And that's what it is mostly, a matter of opinion and what we enjoy in a book. Shall we continue the video?
No, we should talk about smut books for the next let's see, 30 minutes. No, I'm no, we should totally just keep talking about smut. No, I'm joking. Anyway, no, let's talk more about like really graphic sex scenes. No, you know, no. Anyway, all right, moving on.
stock affecting news events a full day before the rest of France hears about them, allowing him and Madame Danglars to do a little bit of casual insider trading to turn a tidy profit that Baron Danglars happily benefits from while pretending not to notice.
Maybe I should
Their
write a smut
daughter-
book with you and me. Joking.
Wait, hold on.
Or the rest of France hears about them, allowing him and Madame Danglars to do a little bit of
Don't worry, I'll
casual
go back to the
insider
original
trading to
one,
turn a
but
tidy
hold
profit
on.
that Baron Danglars happily benefits from while pretending not to notice. Their daughter Eugenie, meanwhile, isn't jazzed about this wedding because she doesn't want to give up her freedom to marry anyone and wants to become an indie artist and travel the world with her girl best friend Louise, preferably while sharing a bed. Very subtle, Dumas. And
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess, did I ever mention that? Yeah, okay. Wow, jeez. Yeah, that was very blatant. Holy shit, I did not notice that. I did not, like, even notice that part.
get her married to Franz as quickly as possible to fulfill her grandmother's dying wish, which for some reason
Wait, hold on. Did we already...
We were at about 28 minutes in the video before I sent a timestamp.
Yeah.
has Madame de Villefigre because it would be an unthinkably horrible scandal if it got out. Maximilian Morel happens to overhear this because he was engaging in everyone's favorite hobby of sneaking into a place he's not supposed to be and then standing perfectly still witnessing crucial plot events, so he knows something very dangerous is afoot in the Villefort house, and also that he and Valentine are running out of time.
You know, I just gotta remind myself of, like, the really stupid part I thought was, like, really insane.
This
When I
entire
read
poisoning
it.
plotline is so funny to me. It's like they're pretending the suspect list isn't 3 people. Anyway, Franz is back in town and ready to sign that marriage contract. But what's this coming down the ramp? It's Noirtier Villefort with a signed confession. Valentine's loving grandfather, who knows she's desperate to avoid this loveless marriage, has just the thing to get her out of it. Concrete proof that back in 1815, during the height of his Napoleonic shenanigans, he killed Franz d'Epinay's father in a legal duel. Nothing spoils the romance of an arranged marriage like finding out your would-be grandfather-in-law murdered your dad. And to make it worse, Franz has a terrible feeling that Villefort knew, or at least suspected, the whole time. The engagement is broken off, Valentine is free to continue her secret forbidden love story with Maximilian, and for some strange reason, Madame de Villefort looks oddly triumphant at this turn of events. Meanwhile, Danglars is still losing money hand over fist and could really use a windfall right about now, so he's trying to find a good reason to break off the engagement between Eugenie Danglars and Albert de Morcerf so he can have her marry the definitely extremely wealthy Andrea Cavalcanti instead. The Count idly suggests that he could make some inquiries into Fernand de Morcerf's mysterious past, and Danglars decides that's a brilliant idea since he's heard rumors that Fernand got up to some sort of scandalous shenanigans down in the city of Yanina, but he's never known exactly what. He promises to share any hot goss he finds with the Count, and the goss turns out to be hot indeed, because when Fernand stops by to ask if they can make Albert and Eugenie's engagement official, Danglars feels very confident in turning him down flat. In the meantime, the Count introduces Albert to his ward Heidi, who, under the Count's careful direction to not name too many names, tells the tragic tale of how her father, the illustrious Ali Pasha, was betrayed and murdered by a French soldier he trusted who sold him out to the Sultan for a fortune in blood money. Heidi and her mother were made this unnamed
Yeah, just, like, fucking out of nowhere, by the way.
Frenchman's slaves, and he quickly sold them shortly before her mother died of grief. Several years later, the Count rolled through town, bought Heidi's freedom, and that's the end of the story. Or is it?
You gotta also love the fact, too, that they also kind of... Like, I know she doesn't even mention this, but they make that, like, they like, kind of put that in the background. Like, they kind of, like, make that, like, a side thing in the original book, by the way. They make that a side thing in the book, where it's like, oh yeah, well, they also, like, enslave people, by the way. Like, you know, just normal thing, you know, don't worry about that part, you know. Yeah, I mean, this was created in the 1800s, so...
Only one chapter later, Albert finds a tiny article in a local newspaper saying they just heard from Yanina that the death of Ali Pasha was in part due to the betrayal of a Frenchman named Fernand. Albert is
I'm not
hopping
aware.
mad and ready to challenge his friend, the newspaper owner, to a duel, and he rocks up to the Count asking him to be his second. But the Count turns him down, and when Albert storms into the newspaper office to throw down the gauntlet regardless, his buddy asks him for 3 weeks to chase down the lead in Yanina and see if it's really true. If it turns out to be false, he'll print a retraction, but if not, it looks like they'll have to duel. Despite Albert finding this incredibly insulting, it turns out that a French guy named Fernand is nowhere near specific enough for anyone else to have drawn the connection to his father, so the 3 weeks skate by pretty uneventfully until his friend regretfully returns and tells him that he followed the lead, and it was true. Fernand Mondego betrayed Ali Pasha to the Sultan and sold his wife and daughter into slavery. Albert's friend gives him all the hard evidence he gathered and
TDS
tells him to
delete S1.
destroy it. This terrible secret will remain hidden from the world, and Albert is so moved by the power of friendship that he calls off the duel. Aw, the family that covers up crimes together stays together.
Yeah. Ow. Oof. Excuse me.
Meanwhile, the Villefort household is having a much worse time of it because while the deaths of Valentine's grandparents could conceivably have been natural causes, the sudden and horrific death of
delay is 11
Noirtier's
seconds on my
servant
end.
after he takes a swig of lemonade is much harder to handwave as simple old age. Noirtier's
11
own daily medicine regimen is toxic enough that he's built up a very hefty poison immunity, so the lemonade didn't bother
Sorry.
him. But the servant dies so horribly and so fast that the doctor insists to Villefort that it's obvious there's a poisoner in his house, and more so, it's obvious who it has to be. Valentine! You know, one of the only 3 possibilities. It makes perfect sense. Valentine inherited a fortune from her grandparents, and Valentine is the one who gave the servant the lemonade intended for Noirtier. And it only makes sense that the poisoner would intentionally reveal the lemonade was poisoned by giving it to a servant in front of multiple witnesses. It's such flawless logic that Villefort has no defense except nuh-uh, as he adamantly refuses to believe that his angelic daughter could have done something so terrible. The doctor sees literally no other possible killer.
Yeah, this also was like a massive. You have to remember too, by the time this was also made, like, how you say it? By the time this was also made, the funniest part is like, is this trope was obviously like, you know, not overdone yet, or like if it was, it like, even though technically it was, not everybody necessarily was like, you know, this wasn't just like, you know, in almost every single fucking obvious like plot twist thing, like, you know, we weren't in the modern day by this point, so so I'm like, this part literally I gave a pretty big pass, so
And is so disgusted that he tells Villefort the next time someone in his family
It is a
nearly
little dumb,
dies,
but it
he
is kind of funny
better
to read
not
in the
come
modern day.
crawling back to him.
oh yeah, 1000%. A lot of this stuff is, I'm just like, this was the part that, like, even if people are still gonna be like, you know, a little bit like, you know, even though I gave myself a lot of bad credit on this one, I can at least like like this one I was just like, you know, obvious, but this was like more of a time thing, so this was just like created in a different time when this just wasn't an overused trope like crazy for literal children's like media by this point.
Meanwhile, in the Danglars household, Andrea Cavalcanti and his supposed millions are officially locked into an engagement with Eugenie Danglars, who seems exactly as uninterested in him as she is in all men. But Andrea's own problems are beginning to pile up because Caderousse is no longer content with the pittance he's been blackmailing out of him every month. He wants a real fortune, and Andrea has just the idea. The Count of Monte Cristo is fabulously wealthy, and his home is extremely robbable. Andrea also
God damn, these were all so fucking convenient. Why did I not fucking like... Man, yeah, the amount of like just random convenient shit that always happens here is just like... I'm so surprised I just like did not catch like... It's like, man, that feels oddly convenient. Like every time I've like, you know, I'm just so surprised that I've like not caught all of them and been like, wow, there is way too many conveniences happening in these stories, even for a fiction story. I have been spoiled by modern media when it comes to that kind of shit. Anyway.
privately tells Caderousse that he suspects the Count is secretly his father. It would explain the lengths he went to get him situated in Parisian high society, and as a bonus, it would mean that if the Count died, say, if someone who was robbing his house just so happened to also murder him, then Andrea would inherit quite a lot more that some enterprising thief with something to hold over him could potentially blackmail out of him at a later date. This is much too tempting for Caderousse to resist, and he prepares to break in. The Count, meanwhile, receives an anonymous letter tipping him off to the upcoming burglary attempt and decides it's been a little too long since he got to do anything fun, so he has the house cleared out and posts up to deal with the thief himself. He's naturally shocked when it turns out to be his old acquaintance Caderousse, but it's nothing a theater quick change can't solve, and he confronts Caderousse as the Abbé Busoni and demands to know why he squandered his chance at redemption and turned to a life of crime. Caderousse realizes he's been set up and is intimidated into writing a confession that Andrea Cavalcanti is really the murderer Benedetto, and then he settles for escaping out the window. But Andrea's not about to let his blackmail problem go unresolved, so he stabs Caderousse before fleeing into the night. The Count takes Caderousse's deathbed confession that he's been killed by Benedetto, and then in Caderousse's final moments, the Count reveals to him his true name. Caderousse, realizing that Edmond Dantes is alive and well, proclaims his renewed faith in a loving God and then promptly dies. The attempted robbery and dramatic death at the Count's place makes all the headlines, although the letter connecting Benedetto and Andrea Cavalcanti seems to be mysteriously missing.
Also, like, yeah, the one thing that it's also really funny, sorry. This is like stuff like that, those like little parts and those little scenes every time where it's like where they randomly just start being like start bringing faith into something like immediately, like every time like the character dies or some shit, like this is why millennials got really tired of it, because every single fucking story would have that. Like, just for some odd reason, when a character would die, it would just be random, like, be like, oh, yes, and God will watch over my soul, and then dead. It's like, cool, that was the last thing you said, ever. Great. Love that. Every single fucking thing. If you were a millennial, like, if you are a millennial, you know how many fucking stories this, like, how many fucking stories had a character die and then be like, oh yes, and then I will be up in, and then, you know, my soul will be in heaven, and then that's it, like, then fucking dead. Like, fuck. I'm not trying to be like that's such a bad thing. It's just like, you know, this is what, like, Zoomers don't fucking get it. I'm sorry, late Zoomers don't get this shit. Like, they don't get how many times we've had to fucking deal with, like, the fact that, like, how much, like, fucking religion was, like, shoved down our throats, and how much it was shoved down our throats, like, or how much it was shoved down people's throats for the past fucking 200 years. So, you know, and it's finally glad that, like, you know, and finally, like, you know,
It is a little bit iffy in my opinion, but it's tolerable in my opinion, even though I'm not a religious person and I disagree with religion on principle. I can ignore it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. I'm just saying this happens every single fucking time. And the fact that people act like religious media, like, doesn't exist, or people don't actually care about, like, you know, religious stuff all the time, this is proof that this is, like, that this has been existing for the past fucking 200 years. And, like, it's not the fact that we fucking, like, what do you call it? It's not the fact that we're, like, you know, trying to, like, fight against it. It's just the fact we're fucking tired of it. We're the generation that finally got tired of the fucking bullshit. I got tired of that shit, like, every single fucking time. It's not, like, a big deal in this specific part of the story, but it's, like with this story, but, like, it just happens in every single fucking story, like, forever, like, just for a long time. Anyway, alright, I'm done. I'll stop.
Meanwhile, Albert is also not doing so hot after the several weeks of stress and the sudden brutal confirmation that his father's wealth and name were earned by the terrible betrayal of a family who trusted him. The Count suggests that they could both stand to get away from it all for a few days, and invites Albert to join him at his beach house 8 hours away from Paris for hunting, fishing, sailing, and everything that's not newsworthy. Albert gratefully accepts, but the vacation is short-lived. Barely a few days in, a messenger rides up at a full gallop with a
I disagree with
newspaper in
religion on
hand and a
principle,
letter
and it
from
has existed
Albert's
since
mother
religion existed.
begging him
I
to
can ignore it if
return.
it's minor
A
like it is
second
here, but it's annoying as hell.
I disagree with religion on principle, and it has existed since religion. Religion is fine. It's the people that weaponize it are the problem. Like I said, you can't be mad at faith, but you can be mad at people that abuse faith. I'm mad at the people that cherry pick fucking a bunch of different fucking things. I'm mad at the people that cherry pick absolutely fucking everything out of the Bible. You know, I'm more annoyed at those people. So, I don't give a shit if you're religious or not. You know, I don't give a shit if you, like, you know, it's like, because the irony is your religion doesn't really affect people, but people forcing it on other people does affect people. People attacking people and using it in a bad way is not good faith. That's bad faith. There is called good faith and bad faith. If you are literally using your religion...
You didn't read my entire message, and it expands on my opinion.
Let's see, hold on. I did read your entire... I disagree with religion on principle, and it has existed since religion existed. I can ignore it if it's minor like it is here, but it's annoying as hell. Yes, I agree. That's what I'm saying, though. It's fine if it is small, but again, like, I just hate people that weaponize it, period. So... You know, don't weaponize your religion. Simple as that, you know. Don't use it to hate people. That's not what it was meant for. It was literally meant to be a good person, so fucking do it, you know. There's bad faith and good faith. There's a reason why that exists. So. I'm sorry, I'm confused what you mean then. Because that's why I was responding to, you know.
The article has hit the headlines, and this one is confirming that the Fernand who betrayed Ali Pasha was specifically
Also, my
Fernand
problem
de
is with people who don't even read
By
and
the time
understand
Albert
their own
makes
book.
it back to...
Also, my problem is with people who don't even read and understand understand their own holy book. Oh yeah, no, straight up. Here's the problem. If people don't read, they've never read the Bible. Here's the fucking problem. There's so many people that act like they are a part of religion, but they've never read the fucking book in their life. If they actually read, they would not be this crazy. People that are like bad faith people are typically are bad faith people. They've never read the Bible in their life. And if they have, they've never finished it. You know. They've only had like a pastor like read them the cliff notes and basically be like, oh well, see, I'm religious. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not religious if you haven't even finished the like very thing that you're supposed to like, you know, learn from, you know. Like it just.
I mean, yeah, I've read the book, but I still am not a religious man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying though. I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying. People that are religious need to like fucking actually read the damn thing and understand that there's some crazy shit in there. You know, if you if you basically like try to use the like quotes in the Bible and be like, oh well, there's this quote that says this, and I'm like, yeah, well, there's also like in the Bible there's literally like a magical apple curse and like, you know, and like a massive flooding. Like don't. You know, that just, like, killed, like, shitloads of people, and fucking devil giants. Like, there's giants, and, like, flying demons, and, like, fucking, you know, like, flying demons, and, like, a fucking apple, like, and then there's, like, an apple that, like, turned people mortal, and, like, that turned, like, Adam and Eve mortal, and then there's, like, obviously the fucking shit where, like, fucking Jesus turns, like, water into wine. Like, hey, brother, it's, like, it's not very realistic, but it's, like, it's not, I don't think it's supposed to be. It's just, like, it's just a fucking story, and that's fine. You know, it's a very popular story, but again, like, if you're gonna use quotes from it, then don't fucking, like, if you're gonna use quotes from it, then basically you basically believe in magic, like, or, what do you call it? You don't just believe in magic, you believe in fiction.
Like how in the Bible the quote they used to discriminate against gay folks was clearly intended to condemn P3D0S.
Oh yeah, 1000%, dude. Oh yeah, yeah. No, we even read that quote. I don't remember if you were here for it, but yeah, that quote where we were literally talking about the fact where it was like a massive mistranslation, and like in the actual Bible it was literally like don't sleep with a child. And it was like don't sleep with little boys, and not like, and don't sleep like, rather than, you know, don't sleep with like a, you know, don't sleep with other men. It was fucking crazy. I still can't believe I can't believe that was actually like true there. That was so real though, that like it's insane that like they were even anti-pedo, and it's like, bro, you have no idea how fucking hilarious and hypocritical so many of these dorks are. God, man, it's hilarious. Like, all the most hateful people, like, just, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like they believe the Bible, and I'm like, oh yeah, so you hate pedos, right? Yeah. Well, then that means that you hate like all of our leadership, like, right now. Well, no, because our leadership is actually, no, you hate our leadership because they're blatant pedos, you know? They're protecting pedos, and they are pedos. Like, don't even hit me with that shit, dude. I don't care what side you're on, brother. It's like, don't even, like, you know.
The church being anti-P3D0S? How ironic.
I know, right? I know. Well, that's the thing. They don't tell you that part. They don't tell you that stuff, because if they told you that they were anti-pedo, then churches wouldn't even be that popular, unfortunately. Sadly, if they were anti-pedo, if the Bible is like anti-pedo, and then the churches like actually like, you know, basically were like, yeah, fuck pedophiles, get the fuck out of here, like, there would be like the fucking government would like just destroy all the churches. So, you know, like, let's be frank here, you know, they definitely wanted people, or they have caused the worst sin of all, which is greed. There, you know, the 7 deadly sins, greed is one of them, sloth is the second one. There are both of those. You are doing not, like, you know, if you are religious and you're doing nothing, then you are not helping. You have committed a sin of sloth. So, But anyway. I'm not even religious, by the way. I just fucking... I'm just not a fucking moron. I mean, I am, but not in that... I'm a moron, but not in the way... But, you know, a lot less than a lot of these other fucking, you know, insane, like, Nazi hicks. Anyway.
In Paris, the damage is completely done. When Fernand went to the House of Peers to defend himself from the slander, a key witness appeared to oppose him. Heidi herself, under no directions but her own conscience and the lust for revenge she's harbored since she watched her father die. Heidi has all the proof and paperwork necessary to confirm her identity as Ali Pasha's daughter, and if her story wasn't convincing enough, Fernand's absolute breakdown seals the deal. He flees in disgrace, the de Morcerf name is ruined, and all Albert wants to know is who's responsible. He targets Danglars first, but Danglars passes the buck to the Count, who gave him the idea of looking into Yanina in the first place, and Albert sees all the pieces fall into place.
You also gotta love the fact, too, that she also
Dramatic death
drew
at the
him
Count's
as,
place makes
like,
all the
like a
headlines,
Phoenix
although the letter
Wright
connecting
looking
Benedetto and
character.
Andrea
Hold on.
Cavalcanti seems to
Let me
be
show you.
mysteriously missing. Meanwhile, Albert is also not doing self-made all for a few days, and lived. Barely a few days in, Ali Pasha was supposed him. Heidi herself, under no directions but enough, Fernand's absolute breakdown seals the deal. He flees in disgrace,
It's
the
ironic
de
as hell.
Morcerf name
The
is
people who are
ruined,
so
and
damn
all
judgmental and
Albert
preaching
wants
being
to
the worst
know
people in the
is
country,
who's
at least on average.
responsible. He
Atheism
targets
has been correlated
Danglars.
with better quality of life for the people in the country.
Let's see. It's ironic as hell, the people who are so judgmental and preachy being the worst people. Oh, yeah. No, like, hold on, let's see. Sorry, let me finish the sentence first. It's ironic as hell, the people who are so damn judgmental and preachy being the worst people in the country, at least on average. Atheism has been correlated with better quality of life for the people in a country. Hold on. In a country, yeah. Well, I mean, it's not even necessarily that. It's just the fact that, like, it's just millennials had Christianity, and not just Christianity, like Catholic, like garbage, like just shoved down our throats for years. It's not the fact that we're not anti-religion. We're just tired. Like, that's the problem, is because every single fucking day of our fucking lives was God, 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 Jesus, 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 God, 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 this, church, 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 like every single fucking day of our life, and every time going to fucking Sunday church, every single fucking week when we got the fucking idea of be good to thy neighbor, we have literally been like, but the funniest thing is, out of everything, religion has been the least effective with us because of the fact that our natural instinct was to be a good person because our parents were not good people. If that makes any sense. I mean, Gen X is not the worst kind of people because boomers are the worst type of people, but Gen X got
I'm not necessarily
abused by
anti-religion,
boomers.
but I'm anti-organized religion. I could have made that more clear at the outset.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the fact that religion can be a good thing. It's just the fact that religion throughout our entire lives, including my life, has been used in a negative way. It's like you can't get people to be religious when it's being used in a negative way. It wasn't being used to bring people together and make people feel welcome, and then, like, no matter who they were, right? It was used for racism. It
Also,
was used
BRB,
for
I'm going to DM you
sexism.
something.
It was used for homophobia everywhere. Like, you know, it was used for fucking, what do you call it? It was used for just being a bad person, period. It was just used to be a judgmental fucker. And that is not how you convince people to be, like, in religion. You have to not be judgmental to people. Being passive, like, even if it's something that you're like, oh, well, this is against my religion, cool. I don't care, right? Like, if it's against your religion, fine, right? But the problem is that does not mean you attack people just because they're different than you. It's called love thy neighbor. Therefore, you love thy neighbor. It's like the irony is, even if you believe in damnation and the burning, like, and being like having people burn in hell, well, guess what? God will deal with that. If you believe in God, then God will deal with that, right? You know, God will deal with whoever was being bad, right? And, you know, post judgment to whoever. Just be passive. To people, even if you don't agree with people, it's an important thing to be passive. It's like, that's the problem is, you don't have to be a piece of garbage. Do you have me something? Okay. You don't have to be a piece of shit to, like, to be religious, right? You don't have to, like, try to convert people. It's called being a good person. And faith is important. Hold on, let me see. Da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, this is perfect. This is a perfect version of it. Yeah. Like, boomers just hit us with, yeah, fucking this shit, dude. Let's see. The most... Okay. Yeah. Baby boomers did that thing where you leave a single square of toilet paper on the roll and pretend it's not your turn to change it, but with a whole society. Yeah. Exactly. Fucking exactly. Oh, sorry, I blocked it. Hold on. Let me see. Sorry, let me read it again. Baby boomers did that thing where you leave a single square of toilet paper on the roll and pretend it's not your turn to change it, but with a whole society. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Fucking, like... Dude, boomers fucked up so much shit, and then they, like, they act like they didn't, they act like...
It isn't wrong at all. It's just a good summary of what happened.
No, just straight up, dude. It's just truth. It is pure truth, man. It's like they fucked up everything, and then they want to act like they're the victims. Nah, bro. I'm like, oh man, God, oh, what a, but I like, but I wanted billions of dollars. Oh man, I wanted to be rich though, and like, save for my retirement. Oh yeah, do you really need that, like, billions of dollars from your fellow, oh, okay. And there's an ad. Oh.
Ad over.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, boomers just fucking did that thing, man, where it's like, they fucked up everything, and they're still continuing to fuck it up. But this time, they just convinced
TDS delay test 2.
But this time, they just made, like, what do you call it? But this time, they made a whole fucking generation, like, full of morons. It's like, literally, I am the better half of Zoomers. I'm just gonna say it by this point, dude. I am the better half of Zoomers. Like, late Zoomers, I am the better half. I don't care what you say. Like, I am clearly far more educated than like, late Gen Z. It's very clear that I am far more educated than they are. And, like, and because of that, like, they're fucking up, like, everything that like, millennials have been doing, bro. Honestly. I am just the far better half, and, like, and even though, like, they're all going, just because the majority don't disagree with me, I don't fucking care. Their opinion doesn't matter. Their opinion doesn't matter because it's just the truth. Like, sorry, but, like, it's just a bold fact, It's like, I am just more intelligent than an average late Zoomer. And I said average, not necessarily the original late Zoomer. Not necessarily, like, all Zoomers, but late Zoomers, there's a good chunk of them that I am just better than now. You guys are better than them. The fact you guys are even here even shows that you guys have a, like, higher attention span than they ever will. So...
Also, I'm behind again. Like, I got it back to normal, but it literally just got back in the stream by a few seconds. That is annoying.
Oof. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've said this many times before, but you guys are far better than most people in your generation. I'm sorry, but it's just true. You guys clearly have a better attention span. You guys clearly have a better, like, more dedication than, like, 90% of your generation now. Like, you're half of the generation. It's just, you guys are just better than your generation. So, you've proven
What generation?
it. Oh.
Also, I am pretty smart for late Gen Z. I still have function of my brain.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
I will be heading out here. I am off to bed.
Alright, you have a good night, Super Shafts. Appreciate you hopping on by. Hi, No Rain. How was work? How's errands? How's your day in general? Hope it went well for you. Yeah. We were talking about, just, like, boomers. Boomers fucked everything, but like it was we were talking about this fucking this goofy ass like meme. Hold on, 1 sec.
Oh, true, yeah.
Hold on. 1 second. Baby boomers did that thing where you leave a single square of toilet paper on the roll and pretend it's not your turn to change it, but sorry, let me restart that. Baby boomers did that thing where you leave a single square of toilet paper on the roll and pretend it's not your turn to change it, but with a whole society, which is fucking true, bro. You know, but just to add to that, too, they also made like late Zoomers really fucking like moronic to the level where I've been telling them like, or where I've been telling this like people in my chat right now. A lot of people in my chat, they're very much the exception. Like where the majority, I would say like half of late Gen Z are like fucking morons.
I just found a new burn scar on my arm. What the hell happened to it?
Oh my god. I don't know. What did you do? You're not proving my point here, Zen. You are the better, yeah, I'm talking about people that are usually in these chats because clearly people have, higher patience than, most of their generation. I'm sorry, but late Zoomers are just fucking dumb. It's like they become absolute morons. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault that they're morons. It's just they're morons because boomers decided to take away education that I've gotten before, in order to make society better. But hey, basically AKA let the professionals actually do their fucking job.
Well, then the whole everything is gambling now.
Oh yeah, that shit too, man. 1000%. What do you mean everything's gambling? I guess it can be. Yeah. I'm kind of confused what you mean now. You mean everything's gambling? I don't think that's true. Maybe with scalping and shit, yeah, but I'm confused. Stock market, I guess, could be too. I don't know, maybe. Stock market's a little different though, because that's based off a billionaire's wealth. And to be fair, I don't think Walmart is crashing anytime soon. Or maybe they are. I don't know.
Society as a whole, gambling culture has ruined so much.
Society as a whole, gambling culture has ruined so much. I mean, yes and no. I mean, yes, that it ruins people's lives, but also, you also can just have a hobby. I hate to be that person.
Everything is scam now.
Everything is a scam now? Oh, 1000%, yeah.
I don't know, but I'm not surprised given my superhero thing I do. That would make me accident prone. So I'm not surprised I didn't notice an injury until it was healed and left a scar.
Oof. I am so sorry to hear that, son. Hi, how you doing? How you doing, Pepe the Ferret? How's work? How's errands? How's your day in general? It's been a while. Let's see. Everything is a scam now? Everything? Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, yes and no. Here's the problem. The things that are the scam are anything mainstream, unfortunately. It depends on what you're talking about. To be fair, I was talking about earlier how mutual aid, societies are starting to build up right now. And there's literally, basically places you can go where, since redlining is starting to become
Surviving
a thing
the dooming
now.
place.
The dooming place, yeah. And they're starting to build these communities where basically you just work in, you work in them, and then, right now, income I don't think is a thing at the moment, but basically you just work, you work a job, and then you just kind of live, you live, wherever you work at. Not live there, but you work in, this, group home thing, this group, house thing. It's interesting, it's very interesting. It's been happening in, a lot of states right now. If you want some positive news versus a bunch of negative news, because I know you're probably seeing a bunch of World War III shit, so there is a way out, and the way out is literally by, by joining these, mutual aid communities. So, and they're only growing, so. it's been interesting. It's been a very interesting thing, so. Apparently, it's also so prominent that, how'd you say it? It's also so prominent in my state that apparently my state is so extremely independent that, there's just, like, mutual aid, like communities fucking everywhere. It's basically almost based off of that shit. Like, even if
Anyway, yeah,
corporations
can we continue
fail.
to the video? There's one more after it, but it's about half the length as the first one, so it'll need to wait until next stream, but we need to get through the current video first.
Maybe. Well, we got 2 minutes left, so... Anyway, can we continue the video? It's one more after, but it's about half length. Well... I don't know, man. We're probably not gonna watch the next one, man. If it's the same as, like, as this, we're probably not gonna watch it. Which one is it? Is it the plain one? I don't know. We can also just skip this video, too. You know, it's up to you guys. So I'm about to end stream in about a minute, so... Sorry, Zen. Sorry. It's a really fucking goofy sound, or that's a really goofy sound on its own. Anywho, so what have you been up to, Pepe? And freaking No Rain?
Alright, that's fine. It's the plain one, but it's a little longer than a minute.
It's a plain one. Okay, got it. Yeah. I don't know. Here's the thing, No Rain. I know that there's a lot of, like, doomy shit happening, but there is a whole background thing happening right now where people are trying to make humanity a bit better right now. It's very small, or it's large.
A little is an understatement, just to clarify.
Yeah. Little is some understatement, just to clarify. Well, understatement for what? Everything is fucked, yes. But there is a massive community of people, in, like, multiple massive communities of people behind, like, you know, that are not, like, super in the mainstream right now, that are preparing to fix a lot of bullshit happening right now. So, there are things happening, and it is getting better. The problem is, the thing is, this kind of stuff takes time. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of bad shit before it gets better. Society is about to make a complete shift pretty soon here. It's like, not very soon, but like in about like a few years, things are gonna make a massive shift. And society is probably gonna be far different if leadership does not change, if that makes any sense. So,
If you are going to end stream soon, I'll go work on school since I won't be able to sleep anyway, so have a good one.
alright, you have a good night, Zen, appreciate it. We might stay a little bit longer if Rain and Pepe are still here, so.
I've been struggling.
Struggling. Well, which state are you in? Are you a minor or are you an adult right now? Because I actually have, what do you call it? I could have I could send you like a link to a mutual aid community if you're financially struggling. Okay. I'll send you that stuff before we go then. So at least you actually have something to look into. So,
I'm 33 years old in upstate of New York.
oof. Okay, so you're in... So, things might be getting better for you, right? At least I think. Right? I think? Hopefully? I don't know. Seems like it's been changing up there already. There's a lot of places in New York. Hold on. There's a lot of things happening in New York. Hold on. No shit, hold on.
In a village.
In a village? Wait, what? What do you mean village? Wait, what? In New York?
Link.
Hold on.
Yes.
Wait, what? Hold on. Unicapacity. Oh my god, how do I say this? Unicapabilities? Hold on. Oh my god, there's a lot of villages. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Adams, Addison, Afton, Airfront, Akron, Albany. Oh, Albany. Nice. Oh my god, these are like tiny populations compared to cities. Holy shit. Okay. Jeez Louise. Okay. Wow.
Roughly 1,000 or less here.
Yeah, wowie. Albany? No, he said less than 1,000. Ackport, Argyle. Wait, so you have your own community then? I'm gonna assume you know your, like, neighbors
30
and
plus
stuff
churches too.
then. Oh my Jesus Christ. What? Really? That's a lot. I was gonna say, that means you're, you know, that means you're a lot more effective in your city than you think then. Or you're, yeah, that means you're more effective, like, as a community member then. Go to, like, city council meetings, dude. Not city council meetings, I guess city council, because technically it's, like, you're in, like, the village. Go to, like, those meeting things, man. You guys probably have one. Like, talk to your neighbors.
A lot of red
shit,
dots and
dude.
bootlickers here.
A lot of red dots and bootlickers. Oh, I see. Yikers. Oof. Okay. That's why. Not everybody not everybody's gonna be MAGA, though. I hate to be that person, but not everybody is that. Try to see, Trying to think here. I don't want to ask for your village because I don't want you to dox yourself. But look up your village and then
Just mostly.
yeah. Search up your village and then search up like what do I call it? Let's see. Search up your village and then search up like mutual aid. Well, not even mutual aid. Maybe search up And you're not really able to move. How were you surviving financially before, if you don't mind me asking?
I was living with my dad.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, shit.
You should get some rest.
Yeah. I would... Yeah, because mutual aid communities, essentially, like,
Bad timing.
in your city, you know, mutual aid, like, cities, how you say it, will help you, sorry, mutual aid cities, freaking, they, you can, like, you literally work there, like, in that, like, that community, and it's, like, you don't have, like, any, like, financial stuff you have to deal with, like, you can literally live there and just, like, work there for a bit to at least help you, like, get out of, like, a pickle, at least, so, even if you move, you know, I would just look at that website, because it's, like, you're in New York, so it's, like, look at that website, check it out real quick, and you know, like, find a place where, like, where you can at least, like, be a little bit, in, like, a happier, like, if you're financially struggling, at least. It, like, New York is kind of, you know, it's getting a lot better, so. And that's one of those places that might help. That's one of those websites that might help you. You're trying to, like, basically, you know, deal with the fact that, you know, that you're financially, or if you're trying to deal with, like, a financially struggling thing, so. May not be perfect, but, you know, it's worth a shot, so. Because all you have to do is work, and you have, like, a roof over your head. You're gonna have a roof over your head, but you're gonna have a bunch of people you're gonna live with too. So just fair warning. But you know, it does help you at least get out of that situation for a bit. So. At least until you can find, like, a job outside of
Okay,
that.
thank you, and I'll let you rest.
Yeah. It may not, like I said, it may not fully help, but, you know, it's, like, give it a shot, you know, do some research into it. I don't know if it's as good as the one here, but if it is, you know, like, I mean, hey, help you get out of, what do you call it, get out of frickin' Nazi territory, so.